Live from the NASCAR Mino Network, we've got action for the Miller Lite NASCAR Cup Series. The Potties are Drier and Phoenix 500. This telecast of the MLNCS is brought to you by the AmSoil Dirt Late Model Series. That season continues to wind down. Can Colin Dover hang on for the championship? By the Columbia Sportswear Truck Series. Tyler King won at Sonoma. Who's going to win next? And by the NASCAR Mino Podcast. Season 2 is coming up soon. Be ready to check out some more exciting episodes. We're here at Phoenix for the fourth race of the season, and here is your chase grid as of right now. Justin Ricci, massive gap on the points. Dylan Jones has a pretty sizable cushion, but look down there. You see guys like Tanner Campo, Kylie Ryder, championship threat favorites coming into the season. They are sweating a little bit. We'll see if they can come back to the top. We'll be back right after this.
Oh no! Oh, big one, big one. Oh,
At the return to Phoenix, it only makes sense to bring Cater Johns back to the booth. How you doing today?
I'm doing fine. Actually, I'm doing better than fine. I'm doing awesome!
Outstanding. We've got some practice highlights for this race. We knew ISM, or Phoenix rather, coming in was going to be a real tough track for these drivers. And sure enough, in practice, we had a pretty sizable crash. We're gonna get a replay up here soon for it. Come on, guys. Any moment now.
I think they're having some technical issues over there, but I just want to point out one thing. It's hard to believe the Potties are drier in Phoenix, but hey, Phoenix is pretty dry, so I mean, it's like, wow.
Potties are definitely everything's dry in Phoenix. Just sucks that the potties are too.
Yeah, for sure.
And here's our incident. They went 4 wide in practice for absolutely no reason, and everyone freaking died.
Yeah, you see, in practice, that's typically not something you want to do, especially at the short track of Phoenix. But hey, they did it, and they paid the consequences.
Kayla Marinelli was already not having a great day. Qualified deep in the field, and this wreck sending him to a backup car is not going to help these matters.
Fortunately for Caleb, though, he's been strong the first 3 races. We'll see if he can continue that in his backup today here at Phoenix.
Brian Leon, last race's runner-up, also involved a little bit in this wreck. This car was able to get hammered out. He'll be using this car as his primary. We go trackside for the command.
Drivers, start your engines!
Dodge domination on the first 2 rows. We're going to take a look at your starting lineup for today's race. The pace car is pulling off. Who's looking good to you in this race, Cater?
Row 2 looks stellar. Kylie and Caden. I'm expecting both of them to be fast, but before we go green here, just want to point out how epic it is to have both the Allens on the front row. That's going to be very intriguing to watch. I know Brandon loves this track, and having his dad start next to him on the outside, it's got to be special for that man.
Definitely very special, and this is a track he has circled on his calendar. He wants revenge for last season. Green flag in the air. We're back underway at Phoenix.
See some of the cars going down to cut the track a little bit in the dog leg. We'll have to see how that progresses throughout the race.
Right at the jump of the race, takes the lead away.
And they are almost 4 wide. I think they are 4 wide. Multiple points beyond this pack on the backstretch.
Oh, Sidney Allen did not get a good start. Oh, that's going to suck. But Kylie Greider is going to lead lap 1 with Dontavius Young now looking for second. 4 wide into turn 1.
I don't think you can run 4 wide in the corners, but they're going to try to make it work. That's close. Into the wall.
Oh, in the wall goes Colin Doby. Oh, they're going to...
Oh, no.
Jared Holmes back up into the field, the big one.
77 as well as Wario in the 7. That's going to bring out the first caution here. A couple other cars involved.
Oh, Quinn Yeager and Dustin Dietz. Oh, man. Lap freaking 2.
It looks like Kylie Greider's got the lead out of this, and Dontavius Young up to second with JD Effenbregler in the 3rd position. Oh, God, look out.
Oh, what's that all about?
Well, I mean, what's new? The competition's pissed at Jared.
Yeah, that's definitely nothing new. Ruffled a lot of feathers last season. Already back to work this season. We're going to take a...
Yeah, so when things get jammed up on the backstretch, 4 wide, that's what can happen. You can make a slight misjudgment. You can crank the wheel a bit to the left or a bit to the right when someone's already there. Contact is made, and that just triggers a wreck just like this. You see cars like the 60, the 29. Caleb was involved there. That's a disadvantage of starting in the back and just wreck.
3 Dodges taken out in that wreck. Dodge so dominant to start the season, but that's definitely not going to help. That is not bode well, especially 2 cars from the same team. 29 appears to have terminal damage, which is really unfortunate. On board Quinn Yeager.
And so Quinn in the Clover car here. When you're on the outside like that and there's a wreck happening right in front of you, it's the place you don't want to be. The outside, you have no place to go. You have cars on your inside. All you can do is hope and pray that you don't get involved. And it didn't work there for Quinn Yeager.
See the engine smoking. Here's the 96. Oh, you see Logan Speed and Dylan Jones made contact and he just got into it.
And it's just kind of racing, more of a racing deal when you're racing 4 wide like that. That's why you probably shouldn't be being that aggressive early on in the race, but nonetheless, it happened.
Here's Dustin Dietz. Oh,
Dustin almost got by, but gets clipped by another car. There's where Caleb was involved. And Quinn also makes contact for a second time into Dustin there.
very unfortunate. Lap 2 wreck here at Phoenix. What's the rest of this race going to look like?
Spin me right round, baby, right round like a record, baby.
Welcome back to Phoenix. The pace car is pulled off. Kylie Greider, most of the field stayed out into that last caution. Kylie Greider is now going to lead him around back to the line.
Don't forget about Brandon Allen in fourth. He kind of fell back there, but he may make a resurgence here.
Brandon Allen kind of got jumped there on that restart. Kylie just a great restart right there on the initial start of the race. Just able, Scotty, don't push him back. Oh no.
Oh, man. Oh, there goes Tanner Campos on the
He
backstretch.
saves it. But
Wow.
is out.
You know, in situations like that, when you got a full pack of cars coming at someone that's sideways, I don't blame the MLNCS officials. Probably should throw a caution before something bad happens, but I mean, okay, honestly, I don't understand the point of that caution. I tried defending them, but it makes no sense to me.
No, they race back to the line anyway. It doesn't change anything.
Oh, man. You think they're eventually going to hire new officials?
No. And we're not going to hire new broadcast crew because we're going straight to a commercial break.
Hey, you want to get fit and play games at the same time, you big ding dong? Well, boy, do I got something for you. Wii Sports! In this epic game of fitness, you can get fit! Look at him playing that good job there, Bob! Look, it's time for baseball! Oh, he missed! Holy! Golf! Now, time for boxing! Remember to plug in the nunchuck! Wii Sports! Get it now!
You're watching the NASCAR Media Network.
Welcome back to Phoenix. We've just taken the one to go. Kylie Grider leading her first laps of the season. She's led every single lap so far today. Dontavius Young right behind her having a career race in second. Caden Bishop has had some struggles the last few races, but he's recovered nicely, running third. There's Brandon Allen in fourth. J.D. Bregler having a nice bounce-back run in fifth. Then KR in his first start in sixth. Brian Logano is in seventh. Kyler Scott's worked his way up to eighth. Seth Peters is ninth. And then Trevor Davidson rounds out the top 10.
Yeah, some stacked competition here in the top 10 right now, many of which are Dodges, especially out front. You've got Kylie there in first, Caden there in third, and then some others further back, but I'm sure will make their way up there, especially last week's winner, Kyler Scott.
Kyler Scott won at Auto Club last week. And this is a short track, so we know that he's going to be good at this type of track. And don't forget, last time Tyler Scott won, he won back-to-back races. So maybe something special in the works as we've gone back to the green flag. Oh, there are. Oh my God, they never stop going 4 wide, do they?
They don't learn, I'm telling you. But hey, it's entertaining nonetheless. You see, I believe that's Alan Mooch and Carter Jones falling back on the outside line there. As on the inside, Tanner Campos, who just spun out recently, trying to gain some spots back. 4 wide behind him.
Wide. Oh,
Oh, Colin!
Colin!
It's
Oh my
sideways.
God!
Dylan coming to
Dylan
pit
falls to
road.
the pits out of nowhere.
They're still making contact there. Sydney and Colin Dover. By the way, just like to point out, I love that 27 car. Colin Dover car, beautiful paint scheme.
Colin Dover, very lame paint scheme designer somehow made a good car there. I don't know what the hell went through his mind, but give him a raise to make him get more of those thoughts. As JD to fall back.
JD's had a very tough start to the season. I believe he's somewhere around hovering around 30th in points. I think it was like 35th after 2 races. Just looking to have a turnaround. Last season's champion needs to turn things around, or else if he gets behind the 8 ball, it's going to be a tough climb up the mountain to get to the playoffs.
For sure, especially with this new stage format where these guys that are in front of him have already built up massive leads. Justin Ricci came into this race 74 points above the cut line, which is almost unfathomable as we take a focus here on Brian Logano having a nice day.
Brian Logano had a great podium finish, 3rd place in the Daytona 500. Trying to back that up with another solid performance here today at Phoenix, and currently he's running really well in the 6th position, just behind the 17 car of KR.
Oh, look who's going for the lead, Caden Bishop. Damn, he just has a knack for the spotlight, doesn't he? He won the Daytona 500. Here we are in another big money race, and he is all over that 09 for the lead.
Caden Bishop's finally found traction to compete this season. He had a lot of trouble in season 1 trying to get something going, but nonetheless, he is on a roll right now after getting that Daytona 500 win. He's also got a win in the Dirt Series as well since then, in a pretty big race there, the Bristol race.
Caden Bishop is the man of spotlights. And we got a car around. It's Tree Slosser. Caution.
And that's going to bring out the 3rd caution. And these backs, when these cars get on the backstretch, they get tight off that corner. I think the turn 1 and 2 that it is now, it is so wide, cars are tempted to make it 3, 4 wide, and that's what creates these wrecks as you see the cars come down pit road.
Kylie is going to lead them down. A bunch of cars are staying out. It's a bit of a split strategy here with the stage 1 end coming up. 50 lap stage 1. So we're seeing JD and those other cars thinking that they can stay in front of these guys until the end of the stage. Kylie, Caden, Dontavius all hoping for some smooth pit stops. 2 tires, and away they go.
Doesn't look like too much changed out front. Maybe a couple guys getting 4 tires back there.
Dontavius definitely took 4 tires. He lost a ton of time. As the cars roll off, we're going to take a look at what happened here with the 44.
And so the 44 comes off turn 2 here. And there it is. You see the 38, 3, and 28 coming in with a full head of steam. That's Tyler King and Anthony Garcia Luna. Tyler gets quite a bit of damage there as he slammed the 44 as he got spun off the 33's nose. and the 44 ends up making contact with the safer barrier on the inside of the backstretch.
Yeah, that was a tough squeeze there for the 33. Not really sure why he attempted it, but it probably has some.
And sometimes, sorry, go on.
But it probably has something to do with him finishing outside the top 25 in points last season.
And now that I view it from Anthony Garcia Luna's hood, I don't know. It's not that difficult to anticipate the 44 is having issues getting off a corner. It looked like it was getting tight. It didn't cut him much slack here. Here's Tyler King's on board.
Yeah, Tyler King is just a kind of an unfortunate victim in all this. But, 3 cautions in the first 20 laps. Oh my. What's going to happen next?
Boy, howdy. How you doing, fam? I'm here to show you why Chevy has the most dependable trucks out there. Oh. Cool. This sexy truck was made in the year 2000. Get this, the same year I was made. This truck also won the longest truck award, which I guess we're proud of. Chevy is also #1 in reliability for the 920th year in a row. Wow, that's freaking lit. Let me take a test drive. No!
Welcome back. Pace car is pulled off. We got J.D. Bregler now leading this race. These are first laps he's going to lead today. First lap's not led by Kylie Glider. As we said before break, first race this season to feature 3 cautions in the first 20 laps. Pretty foreboding given what we know Phoenix to be. Green flag.
This is pretty cool to see out front with the top 3 that stayed out. Got JD, Big G, of course, and then Carter Jones. All OGs of the Amino. Trying to make a statement here. All 3 of them need to make a statement as season 2 has not gone some of their ways yet. Kylie's come down pit road as well as Justin Ricci and others, it looks like.
They're most likely anticipating a caution at some point. I don't know why they pitted so quickly after they just pitted, but nonetheless they did. As Giancarlo Urenda is going to lead his first laps of the season.
That is odd. That is really odd. But how about Big G to the inside, as he mentioned? Finally, inside of those lapped cars, Giancarlo Urenda definitely has the capability, has the race car to get the job done week in, week out. And here at Phoenix, he's looking really strong so far in that Chipotle machine.
He's trying to become just, I believe, the 8th different driver in MLNCS history to score 3 straight top 5 finishes. The other 3 were all drivers that were at one point considered title favorites last season. So that is elite company that he would be joining if he would be able to pull this off.
Getting 3 straight top 5s in the Miller Lite NASCAR Cup Series is incredibly difficult to do, let me just say that. And if he can pull that off, congrats to Big G. And honestly, I'd put him almost to the top of the list on the title contenders. If you're able to do 3 top 5s in a row, it's very, very impressive. It shows that you can be consistent, get the points, and definitely be a championship threat.
Currently running in second as Bregler has now retaken the lead. And Carter Jones is now trying to hold off the 78 of Seth Peters, who pitted under that last caution.
You see Brandon to the inside. He's a lapped car. Kind of unfortunate circumstances with him having started on on pole position, as well as a few other of these drivers that have been lapped. But Hopefully they find their way back onto the lead lap and hopefully contend later on in this race. Small chance, but it can happen. As you see Gavin Grant in the M&M car behind these guys, looks like Brian Lagos wanting to make a move, as well as Raven Dagan, 3 wide.
The defending race winner not having a very good time. He started towards the back of the field, got up there through pit strategy, and now he's sinking like a rock.
Yeah, that's the thing about pit strategy. Sometimes it works well, looks great on track position, and then you get out there on those old tires and it doesn't. Oh my God! Oh, genius!
Hang on to it.
Raven Dagan currently trying to have a turnaround in his season. Just not started this season off very well at all. Just a lot of bad luck, a lack of speed. You have a bad start to your season when a 13th place finish is considered your high point.
Yeah, for sure. And Raven, you got to keep in mind, he has to race his way in every week, qualifying wise. Not racing, sorry. He has to qualify his way in every week, and that's pressure on the race team for sure. And seeing the 36's success in having qualified in every race so far tells me that they're in it to win it, as long as they can get the ball rolling.
See Gavin Grant here continuing to fall back. Marcus Wong starting to get up towards the front. He's having a nice, solid day. Raven Dagan and Logan Speed are battling for 11th. They're trying to run down Trevor Davidson for that final stage point.
Remind me, Zachary Sterno. Whoa, we got an accident with Paul Donlin.
No caution, he saves it.
And that was incredible. He lost control off turn, off turn 2. Sorry, I just look at the turns confused here. Off turn 2, he lost control, went to a 4-wheel slide, smoke flying underneath the car, and he maintained control of that thing with cars oncoming. That was impressive.
Definitely very, very strong. Surprising that there was no caution on. Unlike the Tanner incident, they were nearly identical wrecks. Not even wrecks, but just, again, inconsistent calls by the MLNCS officials here.
Yeah, inconsistent indeed. I don't know. I mean, I much prefer no caution. So, I mean, hey, good job, MLNCS officials. You're trying to do something right, but nonetheless still inconsistent.
Yeah, that's a problem. KR has somehow dropped completely out of the top 10. Not really sure how that happened. He was running up in the top 5, and now he's losing spots left and right.
Also, I don't know if I missed something, but JD Brigler is in fact leading this race, and he's almost to a 1-second lead over the 0-4 of Giancarlo Arenda. He's trying to extend that gap even more. He's going to lose 300ths that lap.
Trevor Davidson trying to move his way up through the field. Dontavius has gotten back up into the top 10. That will pay points at the end of lap 50. Carter Jones trying to hold these guys off that are filling his mirror. There's a lot of people right now hungry for those final the 6 playoff points that are distributed.
There you see, that was the answer to one of the questions I was going to ask Zachary. Lap 50 is the end of stage 1. That's just 14 laps, 13 at the line this time by. These guys got to get hustling if they want to get some stage points. You have guys like Carter, Tyler King, trying to hold on for those stage points, falling back, especially that 62, with the 0-1 all over him. That's Dontavius Young.
Raven right to the back bumper. Oh, he slides up the track, and here comes Logan Speed to take advantage.
That's the thing about Phoenix. Sometimes you feel confident entering a corner, then the car slides. It finds a dirty patch where your car is just a bit on the loose side. It slides up the track. You got to maintain control, and obviously you let cars underneath you, and that inside line being the preferred line, you do not want to give that up.
Here's a major fight. Brandon Allen and JD Bregler. It's not for position, but Brandon Allen, I'm sure, wants to get back on the sleeve lap, and does. He does, and a caution comes out. He poses a significant threat for this win.
Yeah, I mentioned at the green flag, dropping the green flag, Brandon Allen loves this racetrack. One of the more fun ones. I agree with him. Very fun racetrack to race here. And I know for a fact he wants his redemption after losing that race tragically in season 1. Brandon's a man that's not going to let it slip away this easily.
Yeah, he's pushing as hard as he possibly can. Missed the corner missed both sides of the corners the last lap, and now he's starting to get a little bit more under control, and he's starting to reel the 5 back in.
And meanwhile, 10 laps to go, now 9 in the first stage. It looks like Logan Speed currently is 10th place. Make that Carter Jones as Logan Speed moves up to the 9th position. Now Carter Jones is at 10th place with holding on to the last bonus point in this stage.
And it looks like he just lost the spot to Trevor Davidson. Carter Jones now starting to fall back a bit. Here's a big line starting to form, trying to chase JD down. And here's the battle for that final transfer spot.
Raven Dagan there in that Raven Summer Showdown. Make it happen. I'm telling you, make it happen. But he's hanging in there behind the 62. Curious to see if he'll be able to pass him. I'm not sure if that car has what it takes to get around the 62 in time, but there's still a lot of time. 7 laps to pass this car.
I think I just called the final top 10 spot the transfer spot, which, wow.
and I think I completely ignored the fact that Davidson's in 10th and Carter's now in 11th. So what I said about Raven's completely irrelevant. So we both have our flaws.
Well, Raven's still right there. Trevor Davidson's not that far ahead of him. Caden Bishop now starting to close in on Big G. This is for the 2nd spot.
Those Dodges, man, they are threatening. That is the word I would use, is threatening. That one car with that Daytona 500 victory, I predicted him to be a threat all season, and I was getting 6-7 wins. That was my expert analysis prediction. But now he's got 1 win in the bank, and I'm sure he'd like to make that 2 here today at Phoenix.
Definitely. Not just that, but with the struggles of Justin Ricci and Caleb Marinelli, he's looking to take over the points. Seth Peters now looks to his inside.
I love that 78. The red, yellow, and white of that 78 reminds me of the Wonder Bread car almost. That if you've watched Talladega Nights, good looking car. That's what it reminds me of for some reason, even though there's a lot of blue missing. But I love that car nonetheless.
Really does. It's a really, really nice paint scheme. Meanwhile, Brandon Allen still has not been able to get around this 5 car.
I'll tell you what, it looks like he's closer than he's been in a while. So we'll see if he's able to do something. You got Cade here still trying to hold on to the spot. He's got that run on the outside. He's trying to make something work there. But that inside has just been dominant.
He's fighting.
But not totally.
So hard, but I think Seth's going to be able to spot. We now have 2 to go in stage 1.
Raven Dagan's made his way up into the top 10, now up to 9th. Tyler King's falling back. He is in 10th. Logan Speed is in 8th, so he's going to get some more points than I think he would have imagined. And once again, Brandon Allen just haunting the back of the 5 car. 1 to go in the stage.
Jade Bregler came into this race just looking for a nice turnaround. And right now, he's not just staring down a turnaround. He's staring down his first stage win of the year.
He's going to come onto the backstretch here. Caution's not going to come out, so Allen's still going to have some more opportunities to pass the 5 to get back on the lead lap. But here comes the 5 around 3 and 4.
JD Bregler puts on a clinic. He's going to win stage 1. Looks like Tyler King is going to be able to hold on for that final playoff, for that final stage point. Bregler picks up the playoff point for the stage win.
And finally, it seems like something good happens to the 5 car this season.
And look at this mess. Joe, just because we've been on an extended green flag run does not mean that there is no potential for a caution.
I'm surprised by how well Tanner's been doing since his spin. I think he's running top 15, still clawing his way up there. Long race, only 3rd distance so far. We'll see what the 00 has for the competition, especially if a caution comes out. I want to see what he does on the restart.
Seth Peters now takes over 2nd, and Caden Bishop's going to take over 3rd. Seth Peters and Caden Bishop, remember, have 2 fresher tires than the 04 and the 5 do, so they're going to be a little bit faster than those other cars are.
Hey, Zachary, what's your opinion on Potties?
They're normally dry here in Phoenix.
So that's Kyler Scott up to 5th, so that's great for him. And here's on board with Brandon Allen.
Brandon just still not able to catch up to the 5. I don't know if it's dirty air that's causing this, or if it's just that this car is just too tight right now to make a move. But Brandon Allen just not having an easy time with a car he's obviously faster than.
It's really hard to tell sometimes. I would argue as well that it might be dirty air, but on a short track, you wouldn't think it's that much of a factor. But JD's car looks, maybe to the inside here.
Oh, he's looking. He is looking. Oh, he's going to dive it in.
Brandon Allen gets his lap back at the moment. Let's see if he can hold on. 5's fighting back.
5 doesn't want to let him get his lap back.
I think that's the last thing JD wanted to do right there is let Brandon back on the lead lap, because his car definitely has a shot at making a comeback for this win. And if he's able to do that, that would be great. That would be spectacular. We've seen, I think, Caleb in Atlanta made a great comeback from laps down to win that, and he dominated the later portion of that race. So, I mean, coming from the same stable of race gays, look out for that 07.
I think part of the reason that JD might have done that is because he can see that 78's grow ever larger in his mirror. Seth Peters put Justin Newman driving like his favorite NASCAR Cup Series driver right now, not letting him by.
Yeah, Ryan Newman, definitely a great big idol for Justin Newman in that 6 car, and he's gonna try everything in his power to make sure that 78 doesn't get by him, even if it doesn't mean much. A race for your own here.
Caden Bishop is there to take advantage, so Seth Peters probably can't be as aggressive as I'm sure he'd like to be with the 6. Because if he makes a mistake and slides with the track like he did a few laps ago, Caden's going to get underneath him.
Take a look at that on the bottom. 43 laps since the last caution, which is a track record, believe it or not. This track has produced some malicious crashes and frequent yellows in the past year in the NLNCS, but very, very dry run, just like those Potties right now. Speaking of which, Tyler Scott on the back of the 04.
Kyler Scott definitely having a really good run so far. He's been top 5 most of the day. Now working on Urenda for 4th. Urenda one of the smoother veteran drivers, Tyler Scott is not going to be able to pressure him into making a mistake, so he's got to be able to simply outdrive the 04.
And I wonder how you feel right now if you're Giancarlo Urenda being surrounded by Dodges. The Dodges, the first 3 wins of the season, looking unstoppable, especially near the end of these races. But I have faith in the Chevrolet camp. They look really strong. You got Big G there in 4th. I was going to say JD's driving a Chevy, but that's incorrect. So we're just going to move on from that. Take a look at Don Tavius, who is also in a Chevrolet. He's there in 6th.
They are actually the only 2 Chevrolets in the top 10, which sounds bad until you remember that Toyota doesn't have any cars in the top 10. So at least they're not Toyota.
That is true. At least they're not a Toyota. Oh, man.
Tyler Scott looking at the inside. Here he comes. He's going to be able to take the 4th spot now.
So with that 11 car, a lot of people did not have Tyler Scott on their radar heading into Season 2 of the MLMCS. He is proving those doubters wrong. Look at the performance of this race car. He's up to 4th. And Tyler Scott turning heads here very early on in the season.
Another guy that's turning heads right now is Caden Bishop as he continues to run down both Seth Peters and the race leader, JD. When we come back, we'll see if Seth Peters can get JD. We're gonna go NASCAR Mino nonstop.
The cars are rolling. They go from turn 1 to Rockingham. Turn 15, and there's a moving crash. Oh my goodness. There's the Coleman Boykin. There's a collide against the wall. Oh no, man. That's the big slide. Oh, Protect. No way. And there's the blow over again. The 98 to 42 hard to see outside wall. Bro, some contact with the second. I think final again. Oh, trouble right in front of her. Raven Gagnon. That's Jared Holmes underneath the 42. Oh my God. Raven, the drop is blocked. Oh my goodness. Raven Gagnon through the hole. You got it. The champion in the NASCAR in the Stop Motion Series is Raven Gagnon as he does burnouts immediately. My goodness.
What am I doing with my life? How is moving toy cars going to lead me to a successful future? Is this my purpose on the earth? Is this my purpose, world? Talk to me, world! Is this my purpose? Hey, y'all. It's Cater Johns. And occasionally, when I need to feel at peace with this world, I do just one thing. And that is, crack open an ice-cold peace tea. Man, I'm feeling at peace with the world already. Woo! So what are y'all waiting for? Drink peace tea to...
You're watching the NASCAR Media Network.
You saw it on NASCAR Mino nonstop. Seth Peters muscled his way past JD Brigler, the 78 car to the lead.
Seth Peters looks really, really strong right now. Caden as well. Just can't get by the 6 car of Justin Newman no matter what he tries. It's just that Newman power, man. You can't pass this Newman guy.
And he's drawn a huge line of cars behind him that are trying to gain spots. In this battle for the lead, it's now become a battle for second, has become a 5-6 car battle.
Oh, he may have his nose underneath the 6 now. That's what he needs. But oh no, that 6 gets the run off. I wonder if Caden was taking notes on how the 78 got by the 6. I don't think he was, because if he was, he would probably be around him. Bishop, despite his Daytona 500 victory, has only a singular top 10 this season, Zachary.
Yeah, it's not for a lack of speed. He's gotten a lot of stage points out of that awesome battle with Evan Potties. He's now finally to the inside of the 6, but just a lot has gone wrong for him in these races.
And it continues to go wrong. I don't think he's trying to cut the dog leg. That's what I would do to try to get around the 6 in this one. But he's losing ground.
And every lap that 6 holds him up is another almost 10 to 2/10 that Seth Peters gets away.
And Seth is loving everything he's seeing in his mirror right now. He is Justin Newman's number one, or sorry, Justin Newman is Seth's number one fan right now. I think I said it right that time. He's just hoping that he keeps blocking the competition behind him.
We're gonna go with it. Oh, JD just forced Scotty to the outside. Oh, veteran tripping up the young guy a little bit. That almost cost Scotty a position, but I think he's going to be able to get back down in front of the 94. Because here's Seth Peters just on rails ripping apart lap traffic.
Yeah, while he's ripping apart lap traffic, Caden Bishop can't even get around the 6 car. It's a lapped car. And I don't know what Caden's got to try here. I'm sure he's tried every trick in his bag of tricks so far. Nothing's worked.
Coming close to what should be green flag pit stops for the 5 and the 04 and the 2 and the 62. These are all drivers that have not pitted yet today. So their plan is obviously a one-stop strategy, but Cater, with the way this race is played out, do you think a one-stop strategy is going to be able to beat these two-stop cars?
Oh man. Well, I'm trying to think back to when Justin Ricci, Kylie Grider, and those other cars pitted, because remember, they pitted at the start of this green flag run. You got to wonder how that's going to play into this and how their lap times are currently matching up to the guys that are staying out. I don't have the data on that. Once we do, I'll get back to you on that. But I don't know. If I were one of these drivers, I feel like a one-stop strategy could do the trick.
And the question is, if JD pits in the next, say, if JD pits next time by, do these cars that have already pitted in this race come in with him and match him, or do they run out their fuel length and try to trap him?
I mean, they could try to do that. I'm almost wondering if you want to try and come in before Seth and see if you can try to leapfrog him, because at the rate this 78 car is going, you do not want him to get away anymore. I would consider coming down this time by.
Especially since now, if you come down, you can make it to the end of the race without question. Scotty is going to go 3 wide around the lap traffic, not giving it to him.
And a great move. If you're going to go 3 wide, have the run to get around him as soon as possible so you're not wasting any time, or worse, getting yourself into a crash.
Caden now starting to fall off. Caden should probably pit right now because he's starting to lose times. Lost about a half second to Dontavius, and now Logan Speed has gotten underneath him.
Here's the thing, he's stuck on the outside lane here, and let me tell you, that's not a good place to be when you're trying to get in the pits.
Yeah, that is a problem. You'd have to let Logan Speed by, and I don't think let someone by is in Caden Bishop's vocabulary.
Also want to point out, Logan Speed, 14th in A-Rock standings. Very, very poor performance by Logan. Looking to turn that around with a good performance here in the MLNCS at Phoenix.
Seth is not going to come down. Justin and JD comes down. Now we're gonna see how his chess match is gonna play out. Who follows JD?
I'm curious if Seth's going to pit this time, not risk the 5 leapfrogging the 78. We'll see. Also, the 6 car came down there. Aiden Bishop was hoping something like that would happen, just not when he's actually falling back to the 6 car now. It's kind of irrelevant.
The 2 and the 9 are gonna come down now. Brian Leon on the same strategy as JD. Carter's down as well. I wonder. The 04 has to pit right now. He is on fumes at this point.
And there's Justin Ricci, one of the cars that came in earlier. You see Kylie back there, about 10, 20 car lengths back, that also came in with him.
And there's Big G.
There's Big G going down pit road. So, question is, where in the hell are the 12 and the 09 gonna cycle out? And where there's other cars that fitted with those two, but those are the only two I remember. I have a bad memory.
Rip.
Oh! Alan Page and Raven Deacon.
Give him some room, Mike. So the 5 and the 04 and everyone that just pitted are going to forfeit stage points. Not really out of choice. They just couldn't go any further. And now everyone in the top 10 is a car that pitted at the lap 17 caution.
Which means Seth Peters in prime position for stage points here.
A stage 2.
Probably not. Sorry, go on.
A stage 2 victory will be his first stage win of the season.
And the thing with the 78, he's going to get these 10 points. Question is it worth it? I think it is, but at the same time, you're sacrificing a possible race-winning car, which he definitely appears to have. That car has a lot of speed in that 78. Speaking of which, that 07 that got back on the lead lap, that also has a lot of speed. He is falling into the clutches of this 78 car now.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough spot for Brandon Allen here. He's going to have to fight like hell to stay on this lead lap. With how this race is played out, you've got to start wondering if perhaps there's not going to be a caution in this race, which would be absolutely devastating to Brandon Allen. But right now you have to fight as if there's going to be a caution next lap.
Honestly, with the frequency of cautions in the past at this racetrack, it would be a freaking miracle if we don't have a caution. Like, holy crap. But I see Carter to the inside on those fresh tires, getting by the 07 and the 78. It's a true display of fresh tires and what they do.
That's what he did in one corner. He gapped the 78 like that. That is the gap that Seth Peters is going to have to erase to JD. He's going to if he doesn't come in now, he's going to have to deal with 17 laps of JD pounding away lap times, and Seth coming out probably 10 to 15 seconds behind him, which he's going to have about 50 laps to catch him, but is 50 laps enough time?
Yeah, that's exactly the question. Is 50 laps the amount of time that he needs to get up there and pass the 5 or whoever else might be on this fast car spectrum that is also on that strategy? We'll have to see. Only time can tell.
We saw how long it took them on the last stop sequence to actually get to JD. It took them 30 something laps from within basically 3 seconds. So 10 seconds and 50 laps is going to be a bit tougher. But then again, they're going on 4 tires this time versus 2.
Yep. I saw the '07 slide up into the 48 of Dylan Jones there, so Dylan Jones is going to fall a lap behind. 77 laps since the last caution. That's a remarkable number. And the longest green flag run in Miller Lite NASCAR Cup Series history.
That is insane. He broke the record set by the Bristol night race. I believe that was about 75 laps. Very.
Dylan's going to be doing this time.
Yeah, I would expect Brandon Allen to be coming in really soon, too. Dylan just said, you know what? I give up. I fell a lap down. I need to try something to get back on the lead lap here.
And I like that mindset. Can't keep up with them. Go on a strategy and see if that works out.
Dylan Jones, along with Caleb Marinelli, are the only 2 drivers so far this season that have completed every single lap this season. I'm sure Dylan Jones is going to try to do whatever he can to stay on the lead lap and continue that.
Yeah, it's rare when you can hold a streak in the NL NCS. That impressive. Speaking of streaks, remind me again, who's the dude with the top 5s every race, and how are they doing?
Caleb, that would be Caleb Marinelli, who's finished top 5 every single race so far this season. And watch out, Caleb, because Seth is right there.
That's a yikes moment right there.
Caleb has had a miserable weekend so far. Wrecked the car in practice. Wrecked it in the second. Oh, hang on, Brandon. Wrecked it second lap of the race.
That's going to open the door for the 78 on the inside.
Yeah, here comes Seth. Brandon's not going to be able to fight him off any longer. 1 lap to go in the stage, by the way, while this is going on.
Oh, there's so much fun going on. Can't even keep track of stage 2. But in position for stage points, down there, 1 point it looks like to be Trevor Davidson at the moment. Got a car pitting there. It looked like the 44 maybe. Evan Tawney might also get some points.
Seth Peters comes around through turns 3 and 4, and he'll pick up the stage 2 victory.
Impressive showing of speed from that 78 car. But now, the question becomes, how soon does he pit?
Oh, Caleb. Caleb just tried to pull a Quinn Half on his team owner. That would not have gone.
That would have been an interesting team meeting nonetheless, but he gets away with one there.
Brandon Allen, you have to come in really, really soon. You have to come in soon, Brandon. There's no point in staying out anymore. You've fallen so far behind. And there
we go.
He's coming in.
And Seth Peters.
So Seth Peters is going to duck down about 83 laps into his fuel run. Did he give himself enough time and a close enough margin to catch JD?
From the 50 anticipated laps we are expecting, he's going to have about 54. So we shall see.
Meantime, the lead now transfers over to Kyler Scott. There's Justin Ritchie trying to get back on the lead lap. He's got the 11 on the same straightaway. You see Justin is about to
wreck the 6 car.
Oh, this is good. This is where accidents can happen. This is Kyler Scott. He's going to come down pit road right there. That should put Justin Ritchie on the lead lap, but not for long. He needs a caution to come out right here.
Yeah, that one stop, definitely the way to go, it appears. Yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah, Justin Ricci's now going to come in. He needed a caution that lap to get back on the lead lap. Just the way this race is going, just relying on a caution is just not going to work out.
So we talk about this.
Oh, Green Caleb in the wall.
That was a case of entering the corner, probably a misjudgment on the 15, or the 44 got tight into the 15's nose, and they both ended up into the wall there. I'm not sure if they'll show us a replay, but I'm very curious to see what happened.
So now Big G has taken over the race lead. He pitted after JD did, so he did a good job of. So he obviously had a much better pit stop.
Oh, but can he negotiate these lap cars right in front of him? Looks like they're about to get side by side with Davidson and Rio. The 5 to the outside. Oh, let's see. The 04 might try to. Oh, pretty wide. Oh, using the 7 as a pick, perhaps, but the 5 gets underneath, slicing and dicing here through turns 1 and 2.
This is going to get tough. Urenda has not won in the MLNCS since Watkins Glen. He's not had an oval win. Definitely would like to have one of those. Not just for the playoff points and building towards a title run, but also for, as JD is now going to go for the lead, but also just for personal vindication. Statement that I belong.
No, Big G, one of the fan favorites. Everyone loves him. Simply because he's Big G. No other explanation needed. And you see, he isn't giving up. That's the inside.
Oh! Way up.
That's the last thing you would want to do is get tight and wipe out you and the leader. That would be the last thing you want to do.
It would be absolutely awful. And all these guys are racing like this. Logan Speed, who has gotten out in front of Seth Peters, has cut their lead on him down from 9.5 seconds to 8 seconds.
The 8 car on the 33's bumper, that was pretty nerving to watch there. These lap cars sure race each other interestingly, I must say. But and the 5 car trying to pull in. Oh, the 8 car almost takes out the 04, I think.
Definitely cut his teammate a break there. Now he's going to go to the inside. Nick Nelson, oh God.
And this 04, they're get going. He is losing time. His lap cars are not treating him with much respect. They are right on his bumper every lap, it feels like. As the 5 cars is trying to stretch his lead as much as possible.
These lap cars not being particularly kind. They have not been known for being particularly kind this season. Nick Nelson goes way wide, but the last 2 races, it seems, especially when they've had fresher tires, they have not given a damn about the leaders. They have just gone right after them.
I love it though. 100% rule. That's what it should be about. Race for yourself and no one else.
I can drink to that.
Hell yeah. You got JD's teammate there in 3rd. That's Carter Jones. This team finally starting to flex some muscle. It's been difficult for the Mad Motorsports to get something going in the season. But here's the Ford camp looking strong here with 1st and 3rd being the 5 and the 62.
And don't forget the 94 and 4th. Brad K Motorsports come on in this season as a pretty strong contender. They got Brian Leon up to 7th in points. And Logan Speed, obviously, is arguably in the catbird seat.
Yeah, very, very intriguing to watch how the 94 and the 78 are going to big time here. 40 laps to go, approximately 41 at the line here. And JD's dealing with lap traffic. This is what the 78 and the 94 need, is the lap traffic to halt the 5 in his tracks. That slows down, puts a stop to all the clean air that the 5 can use to help turn the car more and navigate through all this traffic.
Here's the battle for third now. Carter Jones trying his damnedest to hold off Logan Speed. I don't know how.
Yeah, don't even try that.
Oh, mirror driving it, Logan Speed right up his butt the whole time. That's nerdy. And here he comes to the inside.
And it is just a little bit nerdy, not gonna lie. He is gonna get to his inside though. I'm not sure he's gonna treat him with much respect after being blocked that long. Looks as though he's got the speed to just pass him right there in 3 and 4. Sorry, 1 and 2, I did it. I called it 3 and 4. I tried not to do that the whole broadcast, but I screwed up.
You were doing so good.
I know.
And here comes Seth Peters now to take advantage of the fresh tires. Carter is in some deep doo-doo. He's got a bunch of cars with much fresher tires coming at him. He either needs a caution right now or the best driving of his life.
Yeah, one of the two. Big G is reeled back in the 5 car here. Regular and Urenda combine 2 slowest lead lap cars last lap. So if that tells the tale for what you're about to see in this race, I don't know what else does.
Logan Speed has got that gap now under 6 seconds. And while these two continue to race, he continues to chop off chunks of time, that time a 10th quicker.
While Logan's carving through the field, I'm waiting for Seth's car to turn on here. We saw the 78 really, really good on the long run. I feel like he has the best long run car. I'm curious to see how the interval changes between the 94 and the 78, kind of give a judgment, see how that's going. Yeah, that's definitely shrinking. So, I mean, Logan Speed, while he's trying to get caught up to the 5 in the 04 for this lead, he's got the 78 right behind him applying the pressure. If he gives up that spot, that may be it for that 94 car if that 78 takes off.
He's got to hope the team made some good adjustments for that long run. As the gap now fairly constant that time, Seth Peters closed in even more on Logan Speed.
Meanwhile, the 5 and the 04 continuing to get their way through traffic up here. Here's a look at the 78 as well as the 94. These two are doing well so far, doing what they need to do. But is it enough? They gained 2.5 tenths that lap. By that math, they're 5.25 seconds back. That would be 21 laps probably. And they have over 30 in the bank. So it's definitely possible.
But they have to keep gaining like this. They can't have too many laps where they only gain a 1/10 of a second.
Exactly.
Oh,
looks like they gain even more there.
That's a lot.
That's what they gotta do. And they gotta keep doing that consistently and consistently. That's the only way they're gonna catch. Many times in these runs, the cars trying to chase down the leaders fall off a bit. They need to prevent that from happening. They need to keep going, keep riding on rails here. And the 78 behind the 98 is not helping this matter.
Oh, he lost a ton of time there. Logan Speed, another couple of tenths.
See Brandon Allen there. Tough day for that 07. Was really optimistic going in. Great moment there with both of them starting on the front row. And it's not going to happen today for the 07.
Very, very, very unfortunate. Oh, and they are still catching real quick. Logan Speed has got places to be, Mikey.
He does. They call him Speed for a reason. And honestly, that reason has not really not really been shown yet. In fact, it's been in question multiple times, considering not only his MLTS performance, but A-Rock performance, very lackluster. I think he's done okay in ADLMS. The CSDS, he's done all right. But as you see it, top 3 fastest cars the last lap. Caden Bishop, Kyler Scott, and then Logan Speed.
Kyler Scott has been marching his way through the field. When that cycle went all the way through, oh no, Nick Nelson!
That looks like an engine failure.
That is terminal. What a horrible couple races for Nick Nelson. Second consecutive race.
You know, Nick, very, very promising driver heading into the season. Definitely has a lot of talent. But just miserable luck. You saw their second straight engine to let go. And I think that's just a matter of the teams at the shop. I don't know what equipment they're giving Nick. I don't know what budget they're on, but something's got to change in that 37. You can't keep having blown engines like that, or else you're going to not have a shot at the title.
Oh, Paul! Paul! Oh my God, Paul!
Yeah, we've seen Paul get into an incident earlier today involving racing like that. Except it was on the outside, I think. Gets through that. On fresh tires, you see the power of those fresh tires on the 32 car.
At what point does JD stop letting these lap cars go and start racing them really aggressively? Because you're going to see it right here. Logan Speed now within 3 seconds.
And you cannot play around. You simply can't play around. You have to, at all costs, if you can keep the lap cars behind you, that's great. Because that just means increased probability that those same lapped cars will be there in later laps to block the same drivers trying to catch you, that being Logan Speed and Seth Peters. But I tell you, Seth Peters is having a terrible time trying to carve his way through this lap traffic as compared to the 94.
And not only do you have more cars to block, but when these lap cars pass him, he's getting forced on the outside, and that's losing him even more time.
And as we've mentioned several times, Phoenix, you can run multi-groove. It's been proven that you can probably do something on the outside, but definitely much preferred to be on the inside line. That's where all the speed is, and that's where you make the easiest passes at.
We talked about Seth Peters having the best long run car. Logan Speed has made some sort of adjustment to this thing. It is flying away from Seth.
It sure is. 1900ths gained on the 5 that lap. It is falling off a little bit. And that's what cannot happen if he wants to win.
When we come back, we'll take you to the end of the race. We're going NASCAR Reno nonstop.
Well, boy, it sure is really cold in this room. Brr. Man, if only I had something that could warm me up and make me go, Well, boy, howdy! I got something for you then. Hot tamales. They're hot. They're called tamales. They're America's #1 cinnamon candy, and it's got fierce cinnamon flavored chewy candies inside this box that whenever you eat it, it could make you so hot you burn your house down. See, look at Fred over there. To prove to you how good hot tamales are, I am gonna have one. Oh. Ooh. I can feel my insides lighting on fire. Hot tamales! Get it now!
Off turn 4 for the final time. Blaney to the outside, to the inside. Here comes Hamlin up the outside. Crash into the wall, into the air. Goes Newman. Upside down.
From home, a man with a mission. In the heat of the glistening sun, in the heart of ancient tradition, this man's journey has only begun. Lead the charge, a raider has entered the battlefield. Sabotage, the game is about to unfold. As the darkness falls and Arabia calls, one must press his wings as the battle begins. May the land lay claim unto Lord and slave. 7 pillars of wisdom lights the flame.
Run!
Under 15 laps to go, and Logan Speed is there. He is within a second of the 5 car. He has taken over the second spot, and he is now trying to run down this 44, who's the last car between him and the 5.
And this is why you don't mess around. And now, with the 94 passing the 44 of Tree here, that is a problem for the 5 car. That's going to allow some clean air onto this 94. And Logan Speed has 13 laps to go on this 5 car. If he can't do it, I guess it wasn't meant to be. I guess his last name is a phony. But see what he's got.
Almost within 0.6 of a second. Kyler Scott has gotten his way up to 3rd. Caden Bishop has now gotten up to 5th. Giancarlo Urenda has dropped back to 4th. Seth Peters, after we assumed he was going to start rolling through the field here, he's fallen back to 6th and is falling ever closer to Dontavius.
And he's just catching him. He's not even catching him slowly. He is rapidly catching him. JD's going to need an absolute miracle if he's going to win this race. But nonetheless, even if the 94 gets around him here, which I'm anticipating him to in the next lap or two, it's been a great run by the 5 car. He's needed a performance like this to just kind of get the season going, something that the 5 teams needed. It looks as though he's going to get that here today, despite the 94 possibly getting around him here, change for the lead.
Is Logan going to dive? Oh, JD blocks. JD, you're not going to get around the defending champion that easily. And with how much JD just blocked him, here comes Kyler Scott into the picture.
And Kyler, this is reeled in the 11 car. He's trying to go 2 in a row as Kyler Scott in that Dodge. Right now, it's Ford's 1-2 here, trying to put an end to that streak of Dodge's winning.
And if something happens, Caden Bishop is there waiting in the wings. Logan Speed, after having such a miserable time in Miss Leagues the last couple months, he's staring his first Miss League win in the eyes.
That Nutrichomps car is quite the car. I like it a lot. I mean, okay, honestly, all these cars are hot, but sometimes you just got to individually acknowledge each scheme. That cars must be driven into victory lane pending no. I forgot I was going with that sentence, but basically, Tyler Scott, 8 laps to catch this 94, but he can't even get around the 5.
Yeah, JD putting up a pretty good fight for second. Scotty's going to have to get around him this time. And I think he is. Yeah, here he goes. Now he's got
Right.
laps to make up 6/10 and get around this 94. Can he possibly do it?
Kane Bishop's instantly to the inside of the 5. You cannot count him out either.
If something happens where the top 2 wreck out, which given Phoenix is likely, Caden Bishop is right now in position to capitalize.
Logan is looking really good right now. He's going to need a couple slip-ups. Kyler Scott is. He's going to need Logan to slip up a couple times if the 11's going to have a shot here, because I don't think he can match lap times that Logan's... Oh, hold on a second. He was a 10th faster that lap with 5 laps to go. That is dead even to perhaps a photo finish at that rate.
Oh, this is gonna be good. They're catching lap traffic too. Oh, Logan, you're gonna have to drive the best 5 laps of your life. 4 laps.
Yes, he is.
Oh, Scotty did.
He's cutting the corner.
Scotty did a really bad job there in turn 3.
I'm not sure what line that was they took, but okay.
Takes that super low line in 1 and 2.
Yeah, Kyla's really driving that car to the paint right now. Trying to, I guess, shake up his line. You saw Caden do the same thing right there behind him, and he lost a lot of ground.
Oh, here they come on Demo Redneck. This could cost Logan a lot of time if he doesn't get around him right. He's going to get him fine.
Now does the 11 get stuck behind Redneck here? No, he's going to get to his inside pretty cleanly.
Gets him on the straight.
A quarter second behind the 94. It's crazy how a 156 lap event comes down to just a battle of just 2 car lengths from first to second. But nonetheless, here we are now. It's going to be Logan Speed trying to hold on for 1 more lap, Zachary.
White flag is in the air. 1 lap to go, presented by Miller Lite. And Logan Speed is going to have to be perfect here with Gavin Grant.
Oh, that's... Ooh, the 11 car is barely going to get by. He might have a shot on the 94.
He's going to be able to do something. Dive bomb. He gets to
the inside. Kyler Scott.
He sticks it.
Is he going to get it?
Slides up the track. Kyler Scott back to back.
Kyler Scott is the first 2-time back-to-back winner of the MLNCS.
Wow.
I can't believe he did that. Oh my God. Dodge, once again, victorious. 4 races in a row.
What did we say? Last time Kyler Scott won, he did it back-to-back. Kyler Scott won last week, and now back-to-back wins again.
On the other side of the spectrum, you gotta feel really, really bad for the 94 of Logan Speed. He's got that building reputation of failure. He did really well today, regardless. But as Kyler Scott begins this sexy burnout, Logan Speed once again has to accept bitter defeat.
You gotta feel bad for him though. He did nearly everything right. He missed 1 corner of 1 lap, and it cost him.
And as I mentioned not too long before that finish, it's crazy how 156 laps of racing comes down to that particular moment, especially on a green flag run of over 120 laps. We got a photo finish almost out of that, side by side to the line. It's not every day when you see that.
And Kyler Scott comes out on the good end of the photo finish. This is the first one, I believe, that we have not had at a restrictor plate track, which is fine by me.
And I believe the only other photo finish that we notably had that was really, really close was the one between JD Bragler and Patrick Roden at Talladega last year.
When we come back, we'll digest the results and the current standings.
Hi there. My name is not Bob Jakowski. I'm not Brandon Allen or Sierra Keeves. I'm a completely new man. Kiara Siebes. Now, today I'm here to show you guys about this beautiful, amazing, tasty drink here. Blood orange sparkling water. Now you may be wondering, what is the difference between water and sparkling water? Well, water don't got no fizz. This got fizz, and whenever you open it, ooh. Now that, oh yeah, this is quite the tasty beverage, my guy. See, look at all that beautiful benefits it gives. It embraces my inner sparkle. You see now, not only do you get to embrace your inner sparkle, but it gives you such great abilities. Like here, let me show you. Oh yeah. Nice, man. Yeah. Yeah. I feel so nice inside and healthy. Yeah. Yeah. Moral of the story, Kiara Siebes could not handle sparkling water, or in other words, get it now!
Welcome back. Here is your NASCAR Amino Network move of the race. Kyler Scott right to the back bumper of Logan Speed. He's going to pull out here in 3 and 4. Sticks it somehow on the paint. And Kyler Scott is going to win at Phoenix by that much. Just half a car length. Like Cater was saying, 156 laps came down to one corner. Here are your race results. Kyler Scott's going to pick up the 5 playoff points. A lot of nice surprises here in the top 10.
Yeah, I really thought Seth Pierce was going to contend there at the end, but his car was just not there in the last run. He finishes 6th. Dontavius with a great run in 7th. Allen captures the top 10 along with Evan Toddy.
Raven Dagan, a nice turnaround 11th place finish. Carter, I'm sure, would have wanted more than 12th, but that's what he got. And here's the second half of the field. A lot of disappointing runs here by a bunch of title contending drivers.
Yeah, for sure. Justin Newman, they're finishing 26th. Held up a lot of drivers today. Certainly made things a lot more interesting, that's for sure.
And Caleb Marinelli, 34th. That was definitely not what he wanted.
Then Nick Nelson DNFing there along with Quinn Jagger. Nelson just got a feel for that man. 2 blown engines in a row.
Here's your updated chase standings. Justin Ricci loses a bit of ground. Giancarlo Urenda gains a lot of ground, now plus 61. Trevor Davidson moves up. Brian Carter and Tanner both gain a ton of ground. JD moves in. Kylie Greider has fallen out.
That is great for that 5-car of JD. Had a spectacular day. Is going to get him into the playoffs on points at the moment. Sure would have loved a victory instead, I'm sure. And Connor Scott racking up them playoff points with that win today. He's up to 11, matching his car number.
That might be a sign of things to come. Thank you for tuning in to this race here on the NASCAR Amino Network. Post-race coverage will move over to NASCAR Amino and the Miller Lite NASCAR Cup Series Garage. We'll see you there.